Good Wednesday morning. Hopefully you guys are doing great. Got your coffee and everything. We got some major updates out there, including a terrorism warning from the U.S. State Department for U.S. citizens in Belgium and Italy. These type of warnings have come out previously prior to major attacks. This does seem like it may be a major heads up on that. We got that and a whole bunch of other Watchmen reports. We got U.S. troops in Taiwan. Apparently, there are a lot more there than what you've been told before. Official numbers have been released, and the Chinese are not happy. Not happy about it all. The Taiwanese Chinese are, but not mainland folks or West Taiwan. If you're over 120 years old and on Social Security, hint, nobody is, just people in the government database, this is not a good news story for you. Something is going on at Dollar Tree, a Watchman's report, and one family's story of why it's been so important for them to have been stocked up on food and cleaning supplies. They're weathering their own personal storm right now. We got that and a whole bunch of other Watchmen reports. Let's get into it. Welcome to the Poplar Report. I'm Steve Poplar. I'm an accountant by trade, and these are your updates that you guys are sending in. If you have something to share, make sure you use that word update somewhere in your comment. That gets it to the right place. We do want to thank our sponsor, Genesis Gold Group. They help people who have retirement accounts to get out of stocks and bonds and into something safer. If you want to talk to someone about what it would look like to get gold or silver or platinum physical metals in your IRA or your 401k, Jonathan and his team will talk with you. There's no obligations to move forward with it. There'll be a link at the end of the video for you to find out more. All right, this is the big news out there. U.S. State Department issuing 2 terrorism bulletins warning U.S. citizens in Belgium and Italy. These are 2 separate warnings. They could be related. They might not be related. When this happens, this is usually triggered by the United States intelligence community having some sort of intelligence on a specific attack. They don't do this lightly, but they don't give us the details. So they do it kind of quietly, and they just alert the citizens in those countries. But there are some signs like this. If you just look at the right places, you'll see that these bulletins did pop up on those 2 countries' pages. And apparently, Americans who are signed up for notices in those countries did get alerts on those. We're not hearing anything else beyond that. The U.S. State Department has not issued any statements or clarifications or reasons why they're doing that. But like I said, they've done this kind of thing before, prior to major attacks that have taken place in Europe. So if you're in Belgium or Italy or planning to travel there shortly, heads up on that. Please do watch your surroundings and do what you can to stay safe. Apparently no bulletins here in India, so we're all good. A retired admiral admitted to a House committee hearing. This was kind of not really picked up on, but apparently the Chinese are fuming over it. So it's just started to catch attention. It was just like this offhand comment that was made in one of the committee hearings, and nobody really noticed it. But now it's just starting to get reported, and the Chinese are super upset. The admiral said basically that the U.S. had 500 troops on the islands of Taiwan. So of the different islands that Taiwan has, the United States apparently has 500 or so troops deployed for training purposes. Now, the admiral is actually saying that that wasn't enough and that we needed to up that to 1,000. Now, we may have already done that. I mean, that's possible. But the fact that the last time we've had any kind of official number on the U.S. troops in Taiwan was 42. So going from an official number of 42 to an official number of 500 is a pretty big step. And China is very unhappy about this, and it's said that they are considering their response. Will there be massive blockade dry runs? Are they going to do major military exercises in response to this? Quite possibly. There may be other repercussions for this. If it does seem like the United States is ramping up its military support for Taiwan, China may feel like that they are better going now than waiting for the United States to deploy more troops. So that's big news out there as well. We'll see how China responds to that, but they may respond very strongly to that. That's the kind of thing that they would respond to significantly, because they cannot have the United States putting a major military presence on Taiwan for multiple reasons. One, because it significantly adds to the defense capability of Taiwan. And then two, it creates a tripwire. If American soldiers die in the Chinese invasion of Taiwan, it's going to pull the United States into the war much more than if the United States doesn't have anything to do with it. So that becomes a very sensitive thing for them. Moving over to Europe, I mentioned this yesterday, but this is big news out there. European Union approves a $100 billion, $180 billion loan scheme to rearm Europe. So basically, countries inside the European Union can apply for these loans in order to purchase weapons, materials, those kind of things. They do have to pay them back, supposedly, but the interest rates are nice, and they really are there to for military purchases and such. DOGE, Department of Governmental Efficiency, completes the removal of 12.4 million 120-plus-year-old people from Social Security. Now, just to put that in perspective, the oldest person in the United States is 119, I believe. So anyone over 120 or more is clearly fraudulent, because those people don't exist. Now, we should probably go in there and start removing a lot of the 119-year-olds too, because there's only a couple known 119-year-olds. So most of these people have passed, and that's really what's happened. And in some cases, it appears that in some cases, these people are still getting checks from Social Security. This is clearly either fraud, or it is or complete errors. And if anyone is cashing those checks, they should be going to jail. That's just as clear as I can be on that one. If you are scamming or defrauding Social Security, you absolutely belong in jail getting free government food. We should definitely give you that free government food. I think we should really, people who commit fraud like that really should be going to an island somewhere where you don't get government food and you have to figure out how to make your own food, because that's just beyond the pale. As we have Germany, now they're deploying its first permanently stationed unit outside Germany since World War II. They've deployed a combat brigade to the capital of Lithuania, and that will be their permanent station now. They will rotate troops into that station, but that brigade will be there permanently. So it's not that far of a drive out of Germany, but it's still a foreign deployment. And it's up against the Bear country's border, and Belarus and others. Report from Sharon. Something is going on at Dollar Tree. The prices went up from up to $3 and $5. They've blocked off aisles here, products of shampoos, and the employees don't even know why. They say they can't even go down the aisles. They're not allowed to. There was no aluminum foil and baggies, things people need. This was in Warrington, Oregon. Is anyone else seeing aisles blocked off at Dollar Trees? Is anyone else seeing major shortages at Dollar Tree? We were kind of expecting to see them because of the tariffs and the trade stuff going on, but definitely not good stuff to see. But I'm definitely concerned about the, was there some sort of recall on shampoos or something like that, or something concerning that way, something toxic even? Hopefully not, but until we clarify that and figure out what's going on with that, please do keep your ear to the ground if you've purchased any stuff from Dollar Tree when it comes to shampoos and soaps and stuff. Shore Skeptic says violent Memorial Day here. This is a weekend in Seaside Heights, New Jersey. 4 stabbings. 2 had to be transported via medevac chopper to the hospital. Even with the 10 p.m. curfew for minors, there were incidents of assaults on store clerks, pizzeria patrons, and a bathroom attendant. There were multiple car accidents, including a hit-and-run person who didn't make it, and an SUV that went through a storefront. Additional police scanner activity included overdoses and motels overrun by teens on prom weekend. Parents are renting rooms as well as Airbnbs and turning the keys over to their kids with no supervision. It does seem to be located just in Seaside Heights, New Jersey, but maybe other beachfront locations elsewhere. Our country is just going down the tubes. I mean, there's a lot of great people still, but there's enough. There's enough, and I would say a large enough in the United States of people that are entitled, who don't know how to raise their kids and are just out of control, and their kids are out of control. We need to come back to some principles. Whether you're Christian or not, you need to abide by some of these basic Christian principles of tolerance and behaving yourself. And, you know what I'm talking about. American values. If we don't have these American values and society, we don't have anything. Homestead Preparedness says, I did a Walmart pickup order a couple weeks ago. It showed me things that I previously bought. I decided to get some toilet paper. Before I went to pick up my order, I got a message saying the toilet paper was out of stock. I laughed so much, my husband asked me what was so funny. I told him that I ordered toilet paper just to restock the bathroom, and they were out of stock. Thankfully, I didn't need the toilet paper. This was in Texas Hill Country. I didn't try another brand or another size because I was about to leave to go pick up the order. I don't think we have a toilet paper shortage, but we do have supply chain issues here and there. Different random items, different brands of items are disappearing off the shelves, and you're having to adapt out there. Definitely just go pick up another brand. But, I mean, it didn't used to be that way, did it? It didn't used to have, like, certain brands just disappearing off the shelves for no apparent reason. Mark from Knoxville, Tennessee. A few years ago, I got my 2.3% cost of living adjustment raise on my Social Security disability, which knocked me off my state Medicaid program, then had to start paying $189 for my Medicare premium. So I also lost my dual complete United Health Insurance, which had about $200 a month food credit for groceries. So that COLA tiny cost increase cost me about $400 a month. This is ridiculous. When I go to the grocery store, I see steak at $20 a pound, but have to settle for bologna. I don't know anyone who could pay $20 a pound for steak. That's just get it from your local butcher, please. Get it from your local butcher. Tanjub says multiple boom threats at schools, read between the lines here, threats at schools reported in Germany. A longtime friend since elementary school told me this morning, crazy times, end times we're living in. So not just the U.S., but we're seeing that kind of stuff elsewhere. Mick Laws says local East Kansas Walmart pricing 40-ounce black silk coffee was $11, now $18. have seen this as high as $25 in other places. Crazy. Coffee prices are out of control. We've been warning you about that, but we're really seeing the effects now. So hopefully you guys are still stocked up. Anyway, Cindy says, Central South Carolina, went to Aldi this morning, and a clerk was putting the $1 off stickers on meat in the meat case. The clerk came out with a case of chicken wings, close dated, and put reduced stickers on them as well. Friends, it pays to shop early. Find out when your store puts out those discounts and price downs on their inventory, their meat stocks. You can get a lot of great deals first thing in the morning if you're there early. So if you haven't been shopping early and you want to save some money, that might be a way to go. They were also reducing bakery items, as well as the store manager there said that it's been especially slow. There have only been 4 employees working at the store. There's a shortage of workers who want to show up and work. The shelves were full, and they had 4 shopping carts full of reduced merchandise. Went to Home Depot, and they had some reduced items over there as well. Jeff says, Utah, the first sign was the guy running out of the dentist office with a bloody bib, screaming that he had not been informed before about the $3,000 bill not covered by insurance. In the chair, when I got there, the tech and then the doctor kept telling me I needed a CPAP machine so I would not grind my teeth. Doctor kept saying it was all covered by insurance. Then they double teamed me until I left. They got nasty when I said no. They want you to spend that free insurance money. But then sometimes that insurance money doesn't come through, does it? Litterain says, I roasted a chicken this weekend from Aldi. When I cut into it, it was full of water and hadn't reached the temperature I wanted. So much water kept the temperature down, I suppose. I had to cook it at high temperature, and that dried it out. Maybe that's why the chicken looked so strange. The amount of water was incredible. Make sure you have a meat thermometer. With the amount of water getting injected in these meats and chickens and stuff like that, make sure your food's getting up to temperature. It's good to have those meat thermometers anyway, for multiple reasons. From a prepper perspective, you don't want to have to overcook your food. You want to be able to just get your food up to temperature where it's safe, and then you can serve it without getting it too hot. So definitely think about getting a meat thermometer, getting other food thermometers, because those things are super, super useful and can really save you a lot of energy when you are cooking off the grid. If you don't have the access to the wood fire and you're really having to use propane or other fuel that is limited, you may want to have a meat thermometer or multiple meat thermometers just to save you cooking fuel, all right? Madam K says, be careful with how much vitamin C you take. I'm passing along this. I'm reading this. You do your own research, okay? You go talk to your doctor. Anyone with kidney issues in your family and will affect you also. You can overdose on vitamin C. I started taking vitamin C, and in 3 days I was in the ER. The vitamin C was shutting down my kidneys, horrible pain. My skin was gray, and the ER doctor said I damaged my kidneys. So I'd never heard that you could overdose on vitamin C. So maybe it's the kind of vitamin C you've taken, or maybe that's a thing. So do your own research, friends, about that. Before you take a whole bunch of stuff, make sure that you understand what's going on. Homesteading with the gardeners. The importance of prepping your pantry. My husband is still off of work, and we have been eating heavily from our pantry staples, and it has made a huge difference in going this long. I stocked up on soaps, shampoos, deodorants, toothpaste, foil, laundry, and cleaning supplies, and all my pantry's dry goods for scratch cooking and canned foods. It's a smart way to go, and not to mention with scratch cooking is healthier. Just wanted to share the importance of prepping. And also, scratch cooking is a lot cheaper too. Like if you're eating rice and beans, I mean, isn't that what Dave Ramsey says you need to do until you get out of debt? So moving back to a rice and beans or cheap food is not only generally healthier, and also it's you're eating out of your stockpile, but also you're eating cheaper, right? If you're unemployed, you have time to make the rice and beans and the bread from scratch using your flour and grind your wheat, all that kind of stuff like that. You have time now to cook cheap foods that taste great. And so think about that too. When you stockpile food, you're stockpiling cheap stuff that you can then use in an emergency situation. All right, friends, thanks so much for joining with us. If you want to get some more information from Genesis Gold, there is a link right there on the screen. Also, just think about this. If you've been wanting to get off of buying foreign stuff, buying cheap stuff, you go to the grocery store and you're finding just the bottles of shampoo, soap, dish soap, laundry detergent are just so watered down. And you think that you're getting a good deal, but then when you actually get into it, you have to use like twice as much, 3 times as much, because they're just putting so much water in there. We've been talking about that with meats as well. If you're looking for a good American supplier that's going to give you good quality, that's going to, especially with the cleaning chemicals, that you don't even want to know what's in those chemicals. If you want to switch your spending, if you have a household and you're buying a bunch of products every month, there is a subscription service that we support here on this channel. You can switch your spending, and it's a subscription service. So if you use enough of it, you can get the prices down on shipping, and it's actually quite competitive to like Walmart prices and other places when you talk about organic, chemical-free, clean stuff, clean quality stuff. And you'll find that these things are more concentrated. You get a lot more bang for your buck for these things too. It's been a great thing for me. I really enjoy the products myself. It's not a good fit for everybody, but we have some folks on this channel that will walk you through a free tour of the website and the programs and prices and everything like that, and you can see if it's a good fit for you. You want to definitely see the whole thing before you make a decision. But we have people from this channel that will actually walk you through that. If you're interested in checking that out, I'll put a link right here on the screen. Just fill out a form there. They will contact you, walk you through what it looks like and the prices and everything like that. You can see all that and you can decide whether you want to move forward with that if you're going to use it enough to get the real bulk pricing discounts. Genesis Gold's going to be right there, and if you want to check out another video from the channel, there's one right up there. Thanks so much for watching. Steve Poplar of the Poplar Report, out.